Hello everyone, this hour on Verbling. The next in my game series, we're going to do Conditional Mysteries. In Conditional Mysteries, you play detective to unravel a verbal whodunit. I can only answer yes or no to your questions, so you have to be strategic. And when I ask you why or what do you think, you're going to tell me your growing hypothesis using a conditional. We'll review yes and no question forms and conditionals to help you play the game. That's a little bit about the game. Here's a bit about me. I'm John Eric, your verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up. That means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking so we can keep the classroom nice and quiet. Tune in to the new words that you're learning when you are speaking. Use them actively so that I can correct you and give you feedback. And finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. Well, what I'm going to do right now is open our conditional mystery doc, which is going to take a second. So hang on there. Give me just a minute to get this open. And then what we're going to do is take a look at last week's conditional mystery first, and then we'll get started. So here on your screen right now, oh, I didn't give you the link, but you know what? No, I didn't give you the link at all. But you know what? If you hang on just a second, I will give you the link. I think this is the right one. Give me a second here. That should be the right one. What's that?
I think it's the same link. It is used in previous class. No.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's the same one.
Yes.
So you'll see this handy graphic when you get it open.
Yes. Now I get it. Okay.
All right. And you got my contact on page 2. A new table of contents, a little bit simplified. And look at this. We've got 2 new links. One of them, I didn't actually put the link. So if you hang on just a second, I'm going to share. Oh, wait. No, I don't want to do that. Hold on. No, I don't want to do that. I want to present. And then when I present, because I hate Google Chrome, it's such a mess. Wait a second. Hold on. Because it hides the URL bar from me.
I passed since I joined your class, but it seems that you are still not get used to Google document, handling Google document.
It's not that. It's just that I have to do so many things in order to get it to work right, and Google keeps changing the Hangout. That's the problem. Because I can't. They don't have any way for me to post the presentation. There's just yet another crazy thing that they do.
Yes, that's the problem. Yes.
Okay.
Constantly revising the function.
Exactly. Well, hang on. So let me just download this then. It's a little bit easier. 1 second. Okay, while that's downloading. Anyway, let me go back to here. So we got I don't have the second link yet because I can't get it while I'm in Chrome, but later I'll post it. We do have the link to the first one. So what we've got are 2 little presentations which will help you with conditionals and yes or no questions. I'll show them to you on the screen, but later on, if you want to review, you'll have the links there, and I'll be updating these anyway, so they're going to change. Let me put this on my desktop. Move that, and we're ready to go. So Yuki, where is everyone today? Ah, there's Shadow. Okay. 2.
I don't know. Maybe gradually they come. They'll come.
Or maybe not. Let's start here. On your screen, in just a second, I'm going to show you the PDF I just downloaded. What are yes and no questions? Well, I'm using this document for several classes, so this first page I don't think we actually need. Let's skip it. This page we do need. Here's what I want to say. Now, the two of you, I think you're pretty comfortable with different question forms, so I won't spend a lot of time. But the purpose of this is just to remember the auxiliary verb, right? So in a question, in a yes-no question, you don't use a WH word like who, when, where, what, but you do use an auxiliary verb like be, have, do, or any modal verb, would, could, should. So I gave some examples here. Is the girl happy? Yes, she is. Is the girl having a pizza? No, she isn't. So in the short answer, you can see I repeat the verb. Hello, Paco. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. Doing well,
Long
thank you.
time
How
no
about you?
see. Long time no see, Paco.
Yes, and a bit lazy lately.
So the first thing we're going to do before we get to our mystery, which we'll get to in about 2 minutes or less, is just to be clear what a yes or no question is. Because in the mystery, you have to solve the crime by asking me yes or no questions. I can't tell you. If you say who did it, I can't tell you. Just like a crime scene can't tell you who did it. But a crime scene can answer yes or no questions. So we're kind of simulating, you're out there on your CSI mission, and we're kind of simulating what it would be like to be on a crime scene. You can only look at facts. So in number 2, you see either or questions. Is the girl happy or having a pizza? I could answer an either or by saying happy, not having a pizza, or happy but not having a pizza. So once again, here in the short answer, I don't even need to put a verb, but if I did, I would say I am happy. My point is, yes or no questions here are with the verb to be. Don't worry about either or and say it wrong. That's for another class. Don't worry about that. That's a technique we use in the Learning Through Pictures class. Let's take a look at a different verb quickly. Boom. Same question, different verb. Does the girl have a cat? Guess what? Now we have to repeat the verb to do. Yes, she does. Does she have a pizza? No, she doesn't. I don't know what girl we're talking about, but imagine there's a girl here. And the same thing in the other forms. So you're going to be always using a verb and not a who, when, what, where type question. Okay? Just to review that. So you're really looking at number 1 in slides, whatever slide this is. I'll tell you in a second. In slide, where's my status bar? In slide 3. You're looking at number 1 in slide 3, and you're looking at number 1 in slide 2 if you need to review. And I'll get that link for you later. It's not in the document right now. All right, so let's do this. Let's start playing our game. I'm going to share my screen again. Go here. The rules of the game. Okay, I'm going to try to make this go a little bit more smoothly. You have to ask yes or no questions, just like before, to solve the mystery. Each mystery gets 10 questions in round 1. That's 1 from me to give you an example, and 1 from each of you if there's 9 of you. In round 2, you can ask 10 open questions. So the first one were 10 yes, no questions, and the second are 10 open questions. Maybe to be more clear, I'll put WH questions. But this time, you can only ask them to each other. And all of you don't know the answer. So you can figure out what's going on in round 2 by asking each other questions. Where do you think this took place? When do you think it happened? And you can generate ideas. So you can get 10 of those. When I say 10, I mean I'm assuming there's 10 people in the class. If there's not 10 people in the class, maybe 10 is a little bit too high. We'll see. In round 3, you have to use your conditionals to explain your final hypothesis. Let's see if we can take a quick look what that looks like. So last week, we had Yuki's favorite mystery. Yuki didn't like last week's mystery, right, Yuki?
Yes.
Too confusing. A world-famous archaeologist returns from Africa, and he gets invited out, and there was some confusion because he was invited with his wife, but it turns out not to be his wife. It's a big confusion. But point is this. In our yes/no questions, we had questions like, is the problem that she asked him to bring his children? And I had to say yes or no. And I said yes and no, because I couldn't really answer it, because in fact, in the mystery, it wasn't really his children that were being named. So that was the mystery part. We didn't know that in the beginning. But I would say yes, it was, or no, it wasn't, and so on. At the very end, oh, I didn't do the summary for last week. At the very end, I would say, okay, so what's your idea? What's your hypothesis to solve this mystery? And there we go to our conditionals. So in the second part of class, I'll review the conditionals quickly. But basically, you'll be using the third conditional, what we call the really unreal conditional, the conditional that has have in it. That will help you reconstruct the past. You can say, well, if he had brought his children, I don't see why the museum director would be upset with him when she asked if her kids could play with his. So maybe they weren't his children. If he had brought is the third conditional. To talk about the present, we'd use the first conditional. Well, he might be suffering from, well, I don't know, Ebola. He just returned from Africa and he's delusional. He might be is the second conditional. So that will be in round 3 where we use our conditionals. Okay, is everyone ready to play the game? Ready! Everyone ready?
Ready?
Ready! Here we go. Shadow, can you read today's mystery?
Sure. A man locks himself into his bedroom and dies. When the paramedics arrive, they declare his death a drowning. How did it happen?
How did it happen? First question goes to Shadow. You imagine that I'm the crime scene. You've got to figure out what facts can you discover. You can't see it, so imagine you're the crime scene. What kind of facts would you be looking for? First question, Shadow.
Did he commit the suicide?
Did he commit suicide is a very logical question. No, he didn't. Next question, Yuki.
Was he wet when he was found dead?
Was he
Was he wet?
wet when he
Wet with water.
right.
Was he wet when paramedics found him dead?
Was he wet when he was found dead? Was he wet when he was found? Yes. Yes, he was.
Yes. Oh,
Absolutely.
I see.
Okay. Paco? What do you think, Paco? Try to establish the facts. So we know that he didn't commit suicide, and we know that he was wet when the paramedics arrived. So what kind of facts can we figure out? What's next? You can ask about, you can try to figure out what the room looks like now. You can try to figure out what he did in the past. Remember, I know everything.
Was there any other person in the room?
Good question. Was there anyone
Good question.
else in the room? You mean then or now?
Uh,
You mean when he died?
Now because he locked.
Oh, well,
Locked
the
himself.
paramedics are there. The paramedics are there now. But when he died, was there anyone in the room when he died? No, there wasn't. There was no one in the room when he died. He was alone. Shadow.
Is his room, I mean his bedroom, suite? I mean, there is a bathroom.
Is his bedroom a suite?
Mm-hmm.
Is his bedroom a suite? No. It's a single room with nothing in it. Well, not nothing, but nothing much in it. Yuki.
Did he go swimming in river or sea before coming back home?
Did it go swimming in a river
Yes,
before coming
yes. The
home? Did it go
kind
swimming in
of
a
tricky
river?
question.
Uh, no,
No?
no. He
Mm.
he hated swimming.
Or swimming pool?
He hated swimming, and
No.
he hated showering. He hated showering too.
Okay.
He hated swimming and showering, so no, he
No.
definitely did not go swimming.
Oh.
Akko, we're back to you.
Let's see. Apart from him, are there any others? Any other staff wet?
Okay. Are there any other, let's say people in general, are there any other people,
People or things
okay, people or things wet? Where? In the room?
in the room? Yes.
In the room. And the answer is yes, there are.
People? I mean, people in the room and
Is
wet?
that the question? Shadow?
No, because his question, he said, is there people wet in the room? He said yes.
Uh-huh. He said people or things, and I said yes. People or things are wet in the room. Are you asking me another question?
Hmm, it's hard. Is
You can
he?
ask if you want. You'll use your question, but
I just I mean, you said other people. There's other people in the room with. I
there
mean,
are there are other people. Yeah, the paramedics. The paramedics came. So yeah, there are definitely other people. But
okay.
I didn't say they were wet. I just said there were other people. But I'm answering Paco's question. It's true. Are there any other people or things wet in the room? Yes, there are other people or things wet in the room. No one asked me which, so I didn't answer.
Is he drowning? Is in his room?
Is he or did he?
Did he? Sorry. Did
Oh,
no no?
did
Is he? Did he? Yeah yeah. Sorry.
he
Drown
drown? Did he drown
in
in
his
room?
bedroom.
In his bedroom? Well, I could say room. Oops. Yes. 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 He
Oh.
did.
Oh.
Yuki?
It's a good key. Okay. Did he have a drink of something before he
Instead of have, let's say, did he
did
drink
did he
anything?
drink anything
When he died, you mean?
Before he,
Well, of course, you wouldn't
before
drink after he
he,
died.
yeah,
Before,
before he died.
did he drink anything before he died? No, no,
No.
no,
Eh,
no. He was ready. Well, I can't give you any more information. Just no, no.
no,
Paco?
something. No more information? Yeah?
No, no, no. You have
No.
to ask me. Paco, we're back to you. Two questions left.
Uh-huh. Uh, was there a flood?
Good question. Was there a flood? What a great question. Nope, no flood.
No? Hmm.
No.
Last question. We're back to. I think we're. By the way, I can't see the room, so if anyone comes in, you have to tell me.
New student
Lena.
Lina came.
Oh, hello, Lena. How are you, Lena?
I'm fine. How are
Very
you?
good, very good. And where are you from, Lena?
I'm from Colombia. I
From
live in
Colombia.
Bogota.
In Bogota. Okay, very good. So we're playing a little mystery game. Our mystery is really short and easy this week because last week it was a little confusing. So I made it nice and simple. A man locks himself into a bedroom and dies, Lena. When the paramedics arrive, they declare his death a drowning. How did it happen? How could he die of drowning in his bedroom? And so far, to try to figure out what's going on, I can only answer yes or no. And the questions we got were, did he commit suicide? I said no. Was he wet when they found him? He was. Was there anyone else in the room when he died? No, there wasn't. He was alone.
Okay.
Is his bedroom a suite? Meaning, did it have a bathroom and lots of things? No, it was a single room with nothing much in it. Did he go swimming? No, he hated swimming and showering. He didn't do anything like that. Were there other people or things wet in the room? Yes, there were, and there are. Did he drown? Did he really drown in his room? And the answer is yes, he really did. He really did drown in his room. Number 8, did he drink anything? No. Was there a flood? No. Lena, it's your turn to ask a yes and no question to try to. We've got the last one because we only get 10. So you've got the last yes and no question.
Okay. He was ordering food on the room.
Did he? You got to start with a
Okay.
be or a do or a have. So did he? Did he do what? Did he?
And order food on the room.
Did he order food? You mean room service?
Room service, yes.
Yeah. Did he order room service before he died? Well, it's a good question. It's a valid question. The answer is no. No, he was quite happy the way he was. No, he was just, hanging out, not doing too much.
Oh my God.
Okay. In round 2, you cannot ask yes and no questions. You can ask WH questions. WH questions begin with who, what, where, when, how, and why. But here's the catch. You can only ask each other the questions. You can't ask me. And you don't know the answer. I do. So the purpose in these questions is to try to get each other to think about what really happened. Okay? I'll try to write the questions that I hear just to keep a record, but you're going to ask each other. So I think we left off with, we're back to the beginning. So Shadow, I think you're the first.
Mhm.
You're not asking me, you're asking everyone in the class. So what question could you ask to try to get some opinions, try to figure out what your colleagues are thinking?
Um, what do you think
What do you think? Okay,
this man ready to do?
a good general question.
I don't know. What Shadow asked in I mean the eighth question. Did he? No. Seventh question. Did he really draw in his room? Yes, it's a important key. So he was drawn in his room.
For sure. Absolutely.
It's strange.
It
Yeah.
is strange. so
Um,
so is there
Maybe he has his own pool, little pool, lava pool, maybe.
like a kiddie pool? He's got a
kiddie,
little kiddie pool.
kiddie pool in his room.
That's a very good point. That's good. Kiddie pool. Yeah. That's not how he drowned, but that's a good idea.
But on the other hand, no one there when he died next to him. So it is not possible to him. There is a child. His child
That's
in
true.
the room.
Yeah. He doesn't.
Yeah,
If he had kids, he'd have a kiddie pool. He doesn't have kids. He's alone,
he's
probably.
alone. Yeah.
He's definitely alone. So yeah. So Yuki, what's your question? Maybe you can sort of pick someone's brain. She says, "What do you think?" What do you say?
Um, Classmates, tell me, what is the it is what what do- what are kind of things? What item? What item is there in his room? Causing his death.
That could cause.
That could cause.
Sorry, I wrote would. I meant to say that could cause his death. That is a very good question. Very good question. Ask, what do you think? Yuki has already ruled out a kiddie pool because he wouldn't have been alone, right? If he had kids, his kids would be with him.
Yes.
So
he has no child.
Yeah. So class, what do you think?
I think he's
Try to focus
I'm
your
gonna pass it.
focus your answer on Yuki's question specifically. What item in his room could cause him to drown? What could cause him to drown?
There is a concrete item. There must be a concrete item in his room that caused that make him die. Made him die.
Made him die. That killed him.
That killed him.
What item could be?
That's the question. What item could it be? What could it be, Paco? What could it be?
Could be wet. Could contain water.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Inside the room.
Yeah. What could? Tell me. Tell
what
us.
Is it? What do you think is it? What is it?
What do you think it is, Paco?
I don't have anything in my room that cause.
Nobody has maybe such a dangerous tool. I don't know what to do.
For sure.
Okay, let's brainstorm. Let's see if we can come up with 3 things that might have water. Just brainstorm a little bit. So what could it be?
How about you, Lina? How do you think? What is it in his room? Lina.
I don't know. A candy?
A what?
I don't know.
Well, here's my guess. My guess is that there's a fish tank.
Hmm.
A fish tank. A
Why
fish
fish?
tank.
Ah, ah.
Because a fish tank has water, right? So that's one thing it could
His
be. But
job is raising fish and selling them. It's
I'm just telling
possible.
you. Yeah, I'm
Is
just
it the
telling you.
right answer? No?
No,
No. why,
no.
why did you say such a thing?
it's
Oh,
it's the wrong
teacher.
answer, but at least it's something that has water in it, right? You could have a
Yes,
fish
it's
tank.
possible,
It's the wrong answer,
it
but
is
yeah,
not wrong. It is wrong answer, yeah?
it's the wrong answer.
Uh,
What else could have water in it?
Yes.
washing machine.
Washing machine. Washing
Oh.
machine could absolutely have water in it. So that's a good guess. Let's see if we can get one more.
But he's in his bedroom.
Yeah, he's in his bedroom. So
Bathroom. And why he drowned in washing machine? It's strange.
because he's stupid.
Me is wrong.
Because it is stupid. It's possible. I haven't heard such a person before.
He was not very smart about how he didn't know how to use it and he drowned.
I don't know such a person who had drowned in the washing machine.
Could happen. Okay, so it's not a fish tank and it's not a washing machine, but at least we got some items. So let's
Vase?
say what?
Vase?
A vase for flowers,
Yeah.
right? Okay. It's not a lot of water and it's also not correct, but it's a good guess because a vase could have water in it. So at least that's how we get water in his room. Okay,
I think the vase is too small enough to make
Yeah.
him drown
too small. It's true.
yes.
It's got to be a lot of water, but it can't be a washing machine because it's his bedroom. So yeah, that won't work. What do you have?
Maybe jacuzzi.
Maybe what?
Jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi. Now that's a good guess. How do you spell jacuzzi? Is it like this?
Or
Like a
Tina?
jacuzzi?
Tina.
A what?
What do you say in English? Tina. I don't know.
Could you write the word? Because I couldn't understand.
Okay.
By the way, who's Cleopatra? Cleopatra, why don't you come into the room? We got plenty of space. A Tina. What's a Tina, Lena? I don't know. What's a Tina? I don't know what that is.
Okay. Like
Maybe it's a different word in English.
yes, I look
All right. What does it do? What does it look like?
like jacuzzi, but no,
Oh,
it's no.
you mean like a sauna? Like a bathtub that's like one of the sauna bathtubs where you can sit in it almost like a couch. Like a sauna?
No,
No?
no.
By the way,
No.
By the way, I can already tell you that it's not a jacuzzi or a sauna. So you're wrong. But it's a good guess. Very good guess. Because I could imagine some rich dude having a jacuzzi in his bedroom. I could imagine that. Okay. Well, let's do this. We get 10 WH questions. Let's see. Let's get back to the item. I think the item is a good thing to think about, but maybe we should try to go in another direction for a moment and then come back to it.
Just one item. I'm gonna ask about one item. Bottle water.
Again? What?
Is there bottle of waters? I mean bottles of water.
Bottles of water. And the answer is no. No
It's
bottles of
possible,
water.
but I already asked, did he drink anything before he died?
Yeah, that's
Answer was no. So
Oh, okay.
no bottles of water. But at least that would bring the water into the room. So that's a good guess.
no.
All right. Let me see. So, Paco, let's hear a WH question from you. Who, when, what, where, how, why? So ask a question that will maybe get everyone else to start thinking strategically.
Mm,
What questions are going through your mind? Maybe you can ask one that you're asking yourself.
mm. Yes, where where could he be?
Where could where could he be? Where could he be? Well, we know he's in his bedroom, right?
Yes, but in which part of the bedroom? In the
Where,
bed or
okay,
in
so
the
where could he be?
floor?
In his bedroom. You know, Paco, that is a very good question. That is a very, very good question. Wow, that's a good question. Class, what do you think?
Where?
I think Paco's on the right track here. I think he's on the right track.
Oh, that's good question.
Oh, teacher, I think I know.
What?
In
Well,
his
first answer
uh,
the question. Where do you think he is in the bedroom,
in
Shadow?
his bed.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I know
In his
that.
But because it is written that a man locks himself into his bedroom and dies.
right,
So
and it's
So
true. I'll
I
put a
will.
T for true.
he must be in the bedroom when he died.
I think Shadow figured it out. Shadow, do you know what happened?
I think his bed is water bed.
Yes!
Oh,
Ah,
Yes!
you correctly
Ah,
guessed.
Yes. So how did he die? Let's see if you got the whole thing, Shadow. Look, in part 3, it says you have to give a hypothesis, right? So
mhm.
Shadow, what I want you to do is tell us your guess about how he died. You got 50%, and let's see if you can use one of those conditionals that we looked at before. Just quickly, very quickly, everyone take a quick look here. Oh, that's not it. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Quick look here. Let me open this. 1 second, 1 second. There you go. If you remember from last week, I gave you this little chart and that had the zero, first, second, and third conditional. And I gave you some examples. So give me just 30 seconds to do a quick review. In the real conditional, which is also called the first conditional, if I play the lottery, I'll end up losing more money. Play is the present, I will is the future. So the real conditional is present plus will.
Hmm.
The unreal conditional, that's not about the future, that's about the present. The unreal conditional is if I ever lost more money, I'd never be able to forgive myself. Past with would. The really unreal conditional, that's the third conditional. If I had played my dog's birthday last lottery, in other words, the date my dog was born, I would have won. Oh my God, I would have won. The really real, this is the zero conditional. Whenever I mention that to my dog doesn't forgive me. Present plus present. So those are your four conditionals. Shadow,
Okay.
using the right conditional, can you give us your best guess about how he died? You're almost there. Almost there.
If he if he uh if he hadn't jumped in his bed,
If he hadn't dumped, jumped
jumped.
like, oh, jumped. Oh, okay. If he hadn't jumped on his bed, right?
he would have he would have been alive.
He would have he would have been alive today.
Mhm.
Okay. Very good guess. Very good guess. But do you know a lot of adults that go around jumping on their bed?
No.
No, no. So good guess, very close, not 100% correct. Let's see. Yuki, you give me a conditional and try to guess how he died in his waterbed.
Yes.
It's true that he drowned and it's true that there was water in his bed. It's true, but it's not because he jumped on it.
Uh, I have to use a first or a third conditional or
What
any
depends.
conditional.
It depends. So you want to talk about the past or the present? If you want to talk about the past, yes, third conditional. If you want to talk about the present, second conditional.
It it would be it would had if would had been safe for him. No. It would be it would have. I'm sorry. It
Would have been safe.
it would have been safe for him
Safe.
Huh?
if he hadn't
Hadn't done what?
sleep in
Fallen asleep?
if he hadn't fallen asleep in such a bed.
We don't say such. In
Such
that,
kind of
that sort of
bed.
bed. And that is absolutely true. It's absolutely true. So it has something to do with the way he fell asleep. That's absolutely true. Paco, see if you can figure it out.
If he had
If he had, yeah,
a normal bed,
a normal bed,
he would be alive.
he'd
Or
be,
he wouldn't die.
right. He wouldn't have died. And that is, that is true again. Absolutely true. If he had a normal dead, well, hang on a second. Wait. Hold on. Now that I think about it, maybe. He wouldn't have drowned, okay? So it's true. He wouldn't have drowned if it had been a normal bed. It's true. He wouldn't have drowned. That part is true. Would he have died? Probably he would have died. According to the way he fell asleep. Probably he would have. Lena, you're going to give it a try here. So you're going to try to use the third conditional, and the third conditional is the one that has have in it. So if he had a normal bed, he wouldn't have died. Is an example of the third conditional. If you want to talk about the past, you have to put in have. So what would you say to see if you can figure out the other 50% based on what we've seen so far? We know he drowned in a waterbed. We know it's true. But you don't just drown in a waterbed. How did it actually happen? He didn't jump on his bed. It has something to do with the way he fell asleep. So can you make a conditional sentence about the past?
If he had used a normal pajama, I don't know.
He had used normal pajamas. Yeah.
And he was
He
happy
would
alive.
He would be. Not he was, but he would be alive now. And I would say, I don't think so. Don't think that has anything to do with it. I don't think it has anything to do with it. So, class, what do you think? What happened? How did he end up drowning in his waterbed? It's got something so far. Yuki and Paco are the closest.
Maybe Shadow can explain. Yes, you guessed.
No, I thought what Lena said. If he changed his clothes, maybe. But
nothing to do with his clothes. It's got everything to do with the way he fell asleep.
You said about waterbed, no, Shadow?
Yeah,
it's true. He drowned in his waterbed. It's true.
It's almost clear what happened. No?
How did the water get out of the waterbed?
Maybe he
He
has a nightmare.
had sleep down.
What, Lena? Say again?
Maybe he had a sleep fade, fade bad. I don't know.
Maybe he had a bad dream?
No.
Oh, bad
They,
dream.
sleep on the butt or face down.
Oh, I see. Maybe he was sleeping. He was sleeping on his stomach. We
Yes.
have this expression in English,
No.
like this. He was sleeping on, on his stomach. That doesn't explain how he drowned.
Why?
Maybe.
I mean, have you ever seen a waterbed? Waterbeds are inside of the mattress. The water's inside. You don't actually sleep on the water.
Yes, I don't know.
Okay, let me explain, please.
Broken.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
I suppose that when he after he after he ha, after he fell asleep,
Right.
he in waterbed. Just waterbed had broken.
How did it
No.
break? How did it break? Well, he didn't jump on it. Shadow already asked that, so we know he didn't jump on it.
That's, he had a nightmare.
He had a nightmare, yeah. And what happened?
And dreamed of fighting with something, or
Fighting with something, or fighting with Moby Dick out in the ocean? He had a dream that he was a fish.
just waterbed tear out, torn out.
We live in a causal universe, Yuki. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe not on the subatomic scale, but in the world of conditional mysteries, there's always a reason. There's always a reason. What's the stupidest thing he could have done when he went to bed? What's the stupidest thing he could have done? Class.
He sleep with his shoes.
Sleep with his shoes? There's nothing stupid about that. That's a great idea. What if you wake up and want to go jogging? It's a great idea. I sleep in my shoes all the time.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, what's the second stupidest thing he could have done besides sleep in his shoes? Hey, let me ask you this. What else is in the room besides a broken waterbed? Not a broken waterbed, but a waterbed with a broken mattress and a dead body. What else is in the room?
Smartphone.
What?
His phone.
I couldn't hear you. For some reason, I can't hear the microphone.
His mobile.
His mobile? Okay, I'll go with that. Yeah, he could have a mobile phone. Yeah, what else?
Insect.
No.
Cat.
No, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. It could have been a cat.
Bugs. No.
No, the cat was a good guess, but it's not a cat.
Dog.
No, you're going to kick yourself when I tell you. The stupidest thing he could have done is related to the object right next to the bed.
Hamster. No.
No, it's an object, not a hamster.
Object. Sorry. The object. Yeah, not a living thing. Yeah?
It's not a living thing. But if it was a living thing, a cat would be a very good idea. But it's not. But a cat would have been the closest guess. What does the cat have?
Cat have hair. No.
nails.
Nails.
Nail.
Exactly. So if it was,
Ah,
but it's not a cat. I'm just saying if it was a cat, it would be a good guess because a cat has nails. But it's not a cat. There's an object.
nail.
I,
Nail.
I
Knife?
A knife?
what? A knife? Okay, it's not a bad guess. It's not right, but it's not a bad guess. You're on the right track now. A knife could have punctured the bed, and he
Scissors?
did what?
Scissors?
Scissors, good guess as well. But why would he go to bed with scissors? It's stupid. He would never go to bed with scissors, right?
He's
Why would he?
stupid
He
already.
is stupid. He's stupid for another reason. He's
Okay.
stupid because of his bad habits. What's the what kind of bad habits would make you go to bed?
He
in a-
he had toothpicks next to him. he, he had a dinner. After dinner, he used the um,
You're
Like,
I'll
and
give you this, Yuki. I'll give
and
you
when
this.
he moved when he sleep teeth
He fell
teeth
asleep with a toothpick in his mouth. Really?
toothpicks planked into the waterbed and
It's
it
a very
was
good guess. Very good guess.
uh,
I'll give you one hint. It is a habit just as annoying and disgusting as picking your teeth. It's a very similar thing, but different. More dangerous.
more dangerous.
More dangerous, but it's a very similar habit. It's something that is a little bit disgusting. Just like picking your teeth. Picking your nose? No, not picking your nose.
ears?
Picking your ears? No, that's not so dangerous. Not for others, anyway. Oh, come on. You got to be kidding me.
Ice
Braces?
What?
ice picker.
Braces?
No?
Why would he go to bed with an ice pick? Why
No?
would he go to bed with an ice pick?
He used to drink whiskey, so
Okay.
he used
Okay.
to ice picker to break ice for
Look,
for whiskey.
maybe he had chopsticks. Look, maybe he had chopsticks.
So,
Should I tell you the
No?
answer? Should I tell
No.
you?
Yes.
It's
Think-
nail scissors?
That's not a bad guess because I could see him being disgusting and going to bed and cutting his nails. I could see that. It's a good guess. But it's even more of a cutting your nails is not a habit. Picking your teeth is a habit. He also had a very bad habit. It wasn't picking his teeth, but he had a very bad habit. What habit is so dangerous?
Smoking.
Smoking. The object next to his bed was an ashtray. He fell asleep. The cigarette burned through the mattress. The mattress exploded, but he was asleep. And when he woke up, he breathed in a lot of water and he drowned and died. And that is the mystery.
what a ridiculous is.
This is a true story, Yuki. This happened to me.
What a ridiculous his life was.
So, because how many times in the news, how many times have you seen the story where the fire was started because people fell asleep smoking in bed, right? Okay, people don't smoke as much as they used to, but when I was a kid, you constantly heard that in the news. The fire was started because people were smoking in bed. So what if you smoked in bed and you drowned? That was my inspiration for this mystery.
It may be true that smoking is dangerous.
It's hard to believe you could drown from smoking, but that's my guess. That's my guess. Listen, does anyone else have one? We've still got 7 minutes. Does anyone else have a conditional mystery? You should bring your own. You should try to bring your own. We can see if we can figure it out. Raphael had a really good one a couple of months ago. He had a really, really good one. Does anyone have one? I can tell you Raphael's. I don't know if you were in this class. Remember Raphael who was in the class this morning? Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Raphael from Spain? He had a really good one. He said there was a fire, there was a forest fire, and when they contained the fire, the firefighters went up into the mountain and they found a scuba diver had been burned to death, right? Remember that one? And so you had to figure out how the scuba diver ended up on top of the mountain. That was a pretty good one. Do you know that one?
No.
No.
Yuki, you know that one, right?
I didn't remember.
Well, here's your mystery. There's a
The flood. No.
What's that?
There was a flood. No. No.
Good guess, but no. They had to the fire people, the firemen had to control the fire. So definitely a fire. So they go to the top of the mountain after they put out the fire. There's a burned to death crispy scuba diver wearing the scuba outfit, wearing the oxygen tank and the flippers and the goggles. But he burned to death. So the question is, how did he get to the top of the mountain?
It's a scuba diver
Yeah,
on
a
the top
scuba
of the
diver
mountain.
on the top of a mountain, burned to death in the fire. And he didn't walk to the top of the mountain either. He didn't get put on his scuba gear and say, "Hey, I'm going to go into the fire." No, nothing like that.
He died
Yeah, he died. He burned to death.
from burn.
Well, actually, you know what? In Raphael's version, I don't know if he burned to death or if he, you know what? He might have died in a different way, actually. You know, Yuki, you might be right. Yeah. Maybe he didn't burn to death. Oh, maybe you're right, Yuki. Yeah. Maybe you're onto something.
But the question is why he was on the top of mountain. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna go with he didn't burn to death. He
It
did.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
It matters. Yeah, it does. Because I wasn't.
It
I
doesn't
wasn't
matter.
thinking. It does matter. It does matter. Yeah,
Oh.
it does.
So
Anyone want to venture a guess? Ask me a yes or no question.
did
Did he fly? No, he didn't fly. I mean, he didn't have wings, if that's what you mean. Did he teleport? No, he didn't teleport.
is there a water from underground is rushing?
It's the water from underground?
Rushing water from underground.
Like from a spring or something?
Yes, from like a spring.
No, nothing like that. No. Nothing like that. No water on the mountain. Nothing
There is
like
no
that.
underground train from there is there it's there underground
No trains.
tunnel
No tunnels. Nope. Just a mountain.
full of water. No.
Just a mountain.
Maybe there was a flooding.
No floods. Nope.
I don't.
He did he fall down from airplane?
Did he fall down from an airplane? Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
So did he fly? Did he go by airplane before he died?
Basically, yes.
Basically, helicopter maybe.
Yeah, probably a helicopter. Yes.
Why diver?
Exactly. Why would you dress in a diving outfit if you're in a helicopter?
Maybe he went to dive in the sea, and he went by airplane or helicopter there. But there is some mistake. Pilot misunderstood the coordinate, and
the pilot was
headed for the
blind,
mountain.
right? The pilot was blind and couldn't see the mountain in front of him.
Because there is fire.
There was a fire, exactly.
Ah.
There was a fire. So what
So,
was the pilot
so
doing?
instead to going to sea, pilot headed for the mountain because of the
Uh,
fire.
Not exactly. The pilot was always heading to the mountain. The pilot didn't even know that there was a diver in the helicopter. Pilot didn't even know
Because the smoking, I mean the
because of the
sm
smoke.
yeah, he can't see.
No, no, not because of the smoke. Shall I tell you?
Okay.
Please.
What kind of helicopter flies into a fire? What kind of helicopter?
Uh,
A normal helicopter? What kind
I
of helicopter flies into a fire?
emergency for
An emergency helicopter, a firefighter helicopter. And why would it fly into a fire?
it
What would it
rescue. It an emergency
rescue
service. Yeah,
or rescue or another possibility?
To
fireman.
run water uh,
From where?
from the fly. I mean from the helicopter,
Right, and where would it get the water from?
from the sea.
From the sea. And
From
where
the
do
lake.
divers dive?
They they took him.
They took him when they went to get the water.
Why
When
why
they were
scuba
filling up
diver is needed?
when they were filling up when they were filling
Yeah.
up the cauldron with water, the scuba diver got trapped in it, and they picked him and the water up. They went over the mountain and they opened it up, and out fell the diver to his death.
They
Eh,
killed them.
So what you was
is it a true story?
No.
you have to ask Raphael.
Rafael
It was
knows.
his. You have to ask Raphael. It was
Only
his
Rafael knows.
mystery.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen them put out a fire with a helicopter? I saw this a couple of months ago here. There was a fire here, and to get the trucks couldn't get to the place because it's this old part of the country and it's castles and it's difficult to get to. So they have this big, gigantic container of water. They go to the lake, they fill it up, they drive and they open it up, and a ton of water falls. It could happen. Could happen.
Mm.
Maybe it's a true story. So today you got to practice your conditionals, your yes and no questions, and your WH questions. So keep in mind, yes and no's begin with be, have, do, and would, could, should, those kind of words. WH's begin with who, when, what, where, how, and why. And conditionals, specifically the past conditional, the one that talks about the past, has have, right? If he hadn't been scuba diving in the ocean at that particular moment, he would never have been picked up and dumped on the mountain. And that was our solution. So that's it for this week's Conditional Mysteries. Next week, I want you to bring in one. Bring in a mystery for us, okay? Next
Yes.
Friday.
I'm
Bye for
looking forward
now.
to hearing next
Bye.
Have a good
mystery.
weekend, everyone.
Have
See
a
you.
good weekend. See you.
Bye bye.